Hey there, and welcome back to Deco Diva, your go-to place for all things home decor inspiration. I'm Cora, and today we're diving into a delightful combination of three stunning vintage decor styles: Grandmacore, Shabby Chic, and Cottagecore. These timeless, cozy aesthetics bring warmth and nostalgia to any space. If you're looking to embrace the charm of vintage home decor, this video is definitely for you. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment below telling me which vintage style you love most. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what kind of vintage vibes you want to incorporate into your home. Now, let's jump into the world of Grandmacore, Shabby Chic, and Cottagecore and explore how you can transform every room in your house with these delightful, traditional designs. Whether you're into soft pastels, floral patterns, or antique furniture, we've got ideas to suit every taste. Grandmacore is all about nostalgia and comfort, inspired by the sweet, homely charm of your grandmother's house. Think lace curtains, vintage doilies, and mismatched china sets. It's a style that celebrates the timelessness of traditional decor with a cozy, lived-in feel. If you want to create a space that feels inviting and full of character, Grandmacore is the way to go. To achieve the Grandmacore aesthetic, focus on incorporating soft, muted colors like pastel pinks, blues, and soft yellows. Floral patterns, both in wallpaper and fabric, can be a great starting point. You don't need everything to match perfectly. Imperfection adds to the charm and warmth of the space. And don't forget the importance of personal touches. Family heirlooms, vintage furniture, and knickknacks like antique clocks or crocheted blankets will really help bring this cozy aesthetic to life. The goal is to create a space that feels as though it's been lovingly lived in for generations. Next up, let's talk about Shabby Chic, a style that embraces the beauty of imperfection. It's the art of creating elegant, vintage-inspired interiors while still maintaining a relaxed, lived-in vibe. The key here is to pair old, worn furniture with soft, luxurious fabrics. It's all about finding the beauty in things that have been gently used over time. The furniture in a shabby chic room should have a well-worn look. Think of distressed wooden furniture, faded paint, and antique pieces with a touch of glamour. Soft, flowing linens and slipcovers add a sense of comfort and ease, making the space feel cozy and inviting. In terms of colors, light pastels reign supreme in shabby chic design. Soft whites, pale pinks, and gentle blues bring a serene, calming effect to any room. Floral prints, especially on cushions and curtains, tie the whole look together, making it feel effortlessly chic. Cottagecore is all about the rural charm of country living, and it's perfect for anyone who wants to bring a cozy, nature-inspired vibe to their home. Imagine a cozy cottage in the English countryside, floral prints, vintage farm furniture, and natural materials like wood and stone. Cottagecore is about creating a peaceful, rustic sanctuary, and it's a style that's growing in popularity for its whimsical and calming qualities. To create a cottagecore-inspired space, incorporate earthy tones like sage green, warm browns, and soft creams. Natural materials like wood and linen are essential, and floral patterns are a must. You can bring the outdoors in with potted plants, wildflower arrangements, and antique farming tools as unique decor pieces. Rustic charm is key in cottagecore. Think about incorporating vintage furniture that looks like it came from a farmyard estate. Worn-in wooden chairs, distressed tables, and vintage wicker baskets bring this style to life and give your home a sense of history and character. Now, let's talk about how you can blend all three of these amazing styles into one cohesive design. The good news is that Grandmacore, Shabby Chic, and Cottagecore all share common elements, like vintage furniture, floral patterns, and soft, muted colors. This makes mixing and matching a breeze. Start by choosing a neutral color palette, such as soft whites, grays, and beiges, which works well across all three styles. Then, add pops of color with pastel pinks, blues, or gentle yellows. You can play with different textures too. Lace, linen, and vintage would all complement each other beautifully. To create a truly harmonious space, mix vintage furniture pieces from different eras. A shabby chic armchair, a cottagecore wooden table, and a Grandmacore floral rug can all live together in one space and still feel cohesive. The key is to embrace the imperfections and individuality of each piece, which adds character to the room. Let's begin with the living room, the heart of the home. For a Grandmacore-inspired living room, start by layering vintage furniture with soft fabrics like floral cushions, lace curtains, and antique lamps. This creates a cozy, inviting atmosphere where you can relax and unwind. For shabby chic vibes, think about adding a slip-covered sofa, a distressed coffee table, and vintage accent chairs. Soft throw blankets and a mix of pillows in pastel hues will help you achieve that charming, lived-in look. Cottagecore elements can be added through rustic wood furniture, floral curtains, and potted plants. A floral or gingham rug ties it all together, making the space feel like a countryside retreat. And don't forget to add some old books, a teapot, and perhaps a vintage clock to complete the look. When it comes to the bedroom, all three styles offer the perfect foundation for creating a dreamy, relaxing space. In a Grandmacore bedroom, think about soft pastel bedding, vintage quilts, and floral wallpapers. Lace can be added to your bedding or curtains to give the space a feminine, old-fashioned touch. For shabby chic, mix vintage wooden furniture with luxurious fabrics like linen or velvet. A distressed white bed frame paired with soft pink sheets and a pile of plush pillows is the perfect way to create a serene, romantic atmosphere. Cottagecore touches in the bedroom include a rustic wooden bed, floral bedding, and soft natural materials. Adding a vintage vanity, mismatched antique mirrors, and plenty of greenery will turn your bedroom into a peaceful haven that feels like it belongs in the countryside. The kitchen is another great place to embrace Grandmacore, shabby chic, and cottagecore vibes. For Grandmacore, opt for vintage dishware, mismatched china, and floral tea towels. A vintage wooden table or farmhouse sink adds a touch of nostalgia to the space. In a shabby chic kitchen, you can add charm with distressed cabinets, pastel-colored appliances, and a collection of vintage jars and bottles. Think about using soft, comfortable fabrics for your table linens and adding lace to the windows for that perfect shabby touch. Cottagecore style in the kitchen is all about natural materials. Choose wooden cabinets, a farmhouse table, and rustic pottery. Fill the space with plants, vintage cooking tools, and fresh flowers to bring a bit of nature indoors. The goal is a welcoming, lived-in kitchen where meals are made with love. Your dining room can become a charming retreat with a blend of these three vintage styles. A Grandmacore dining room might feature a large wooden table with mismatched chairs, floral tablecloths, and delicate china. It's all about creating a warm, welcoming space where family gatherings feel extra special. For a shabby chic dining room, look for a distressed table and chairs, vintage chandeliers, and soft, luxurious fabrics. A large rug in a pale floral print can anchor the space, while elegant china and glassware add a touch of glamour. Incorporating cottagecore in your dining room means adding a natural, rustic touch. Think about using reclaimed wood for furniture, adding potted plants to the table, and using linen napkins or placemats. Soft, earthy tones create a warm, inviting atmosphere perfect for family meals. In the bathroom, the Grandmacore aesthetic can be achieved with vintage floral wallpaper, lace shower curtains, and antique mirrors. Think of adding little details like vintage perfume bottles or delicate soaps for a sweet, nostalgic touch. For shabby chic, distressed furniture like a vintage vanity or mirror frame works beautifully. Soft pastel-colored towels, a pretty floral rug, and a vintage-inspired bath mat create an elegant yet comfortable atmosphere. Cottagecore elements in the bathroom can include wicker baskets, fresh flowers, and natural wood accents. A clawfoot tub or a wooden stool brings a rustic, countryside feel, while soft, natural textiles and greenery complete the serene vibe. The accessories you choose can really bring each of these styles to life. For Grandmacore, think about vintage china, old books, and nostalgic trinkets like teacups and porcelain dolls. These little touches add character and charm to any space. Shabby chic accessories should include items like distressed picture frames, lace doilies, and vintage mirrors. Mix and match various antique pieces, and don't be afraid to add a touch of glamour with a vintage chandelier or elegant glass vases. For cottagecore, accessories that highlight nature are key. Look for woven baskets, rustic pottery, and vintage gardening tools. Fresh flowers in mason jars or wildflower wreaths bring the outdoors in, creating a peaceful, nature-inspired environment. Lighting plays a huge role in creating the perfect ambience for each of these vintage styles. For Grandmacore, consider using vintage lamps with floral shades, chandeliers with a bit of sparkle, or antique sconces. The goal is to add a soft, warm glow to the room. In shabby chic spaces, opt for soft lighting. Think about using vintage-style chandeliers or pendant lights with a distressed metal finish. Soft, warm light from table lamps with lace or floral shades can also add a delicate touch. Cottagecore lighting should feel natural and organic. Look for rustic lanterns, fairy lights, or antique farmhouse sconces. Soft, ambient lighting helps create that cozy, countryside vibe, especially when paired with plenty of candles. You don't have to stop with your indoor spaces. Grandmacore, Shabby Chic, and Cottagecore are all perfect for outdoor areas too. For a Grandmacore-inspired garden, think about vintage garden furniture, floral cushions, and a charming outdoor tea set. Shabby chic outdoor spaces should feature weathered wooden furniture, vintage wrought iron planters, and plenty of soft, floral fabrics. Add a few mismatched chairs around a weathered table, and you've got the perfect shabby garden retreat. Cottagecore gardens are all about creating a natural, wild space. Use vintage watering cans, terracotta pots, and wildflower planters. Add a rustic bench or a wooden trellis, and let the space feel alive with the beauty of nature. You don't need to break the bank to achieve these gorgeous vintage looks. Start by thrifting for vintage pieces. Local antique shops or flea markets are perfect for finding furniture, decor, and accessories at a fraction of the cost. You can also DIY some of your own vintage-inspired items. Distressing furniture, adding floral fabric to cushions, or repurposing old jars for storage are all great ways to create a vintage feel on a budget. Finally, don't forget to make the most of what you already have. By adding a few vintage accessories or changing out your textiles, you can easily update your space without spending a fortune. Thanks so much for tuning in today, friends. I hope you're feeling inspired to add a little Grandmacore, Shabby Chic, or Cottagecore charm to your home. Remember, vintage style is all about mixing, matching, and embracing the beauty of imperfection. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the Deco Diva channel, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below telling me which vintage style you can't wait to try. I'd love to hear how you incorporate these designs into your own home. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time with more home decor tips and inspiration. Until then, happy decorating.